Walk into almost any hospital, clinic, or care home across the globe, and chances are you'll encounter a Filipina nurse. It's a striking, widespread phenomenon. But have you ever truly wondered why? What fascinating combination of factors led to this incredible global presence? In this video, we're not just exploring the history and cultural values behind it. We're also going to reveal the stark reality of how much Filipina nurses make abroad compared to what they earn at home. This isn't just a story about nursing. It's a story about global economics, personal sacrifice, and a powerful legacy of care. So, stick around, because you're about to learn a lot more than you expect. The story of Filipina nurses really begins in the late 19th and early 20th centuries, specifically after the Spanish-American War in 1898, when the United States acquired the Philippines. The U.S. had a plan called benevolent assimilation. This basically meant they wanted to introduce American culture, language, and, crucially for our story, American-style education, including healthcare. Think of it. While most of the world had their own unique nursing traditions, the Philippines was being set up with a system practically identical to what you'd find in the American heartland. They built hospitals, established nursing schools, and taught everything in English. This wasn't just about local health. It was about integrating the Philippines into a broader American sphere. Fast forward a bit. By the early 1900s, programs like the Pensionado Act of 1903 even sent promising Filipino students, including future nurses, to study in the U.S. for free. They'd come back, often to become leaders and educators themselves, essentially replicating the American nursing model back home. It was like a Nursing 101 franchise, and the Philippines was the most successful branch. Then came the mid-20th century, particularly after the Second World War. America faced nursing shortages. Guess who was uniquely qualified, spoke English, and was trained in an American curriculum? Yes, Filipinos. This perfect match led to the Exchange Visitor Program of 1948, which opened the doors even wider, allowing Filipino nurses to work in the U.S. temporarily, often filling critical gaps. But the real game changer was the Immigration and Nationality Act of 1965. This made it easier for skilled workers, including nurses, to immigrate permanently and even bring their families. Hospitals back in the U.S. started actively recruiting from the Philippines. This increased demand from the U.S. coincided with a period of deepening economic instability in the Philippines, particularly during the late 1960s under the early years of the Ferdinand Marcos presidency. Factors like significant government deficit spending, increasing foreign debt, and a balance of payments crisis contributed to a struggling economy with high unemployment and devaluing currency. This created powerful incentives for many skilled Filipinos, including nurses, to seek better prospects abroad where they could earn higher wages and more effectively support their families, making immigration to the U.S. a highly attractive option. Ferdinand Marcos even actively encouraged nurses to go abroad. Why? Remittances. The money these overseas Filipino workers send home is a huge part of the Philippine economy, vital for families, building homes, and stimulating local spending. Except for a brief period during the initial stages of the COVID-19 pandemic, when the Philippine government temporarily banned healthcare workers from leaving the country in April 2020 to prioritize domestic needs, the trend has consistently been to favor and facilitate the deployment of nurses abroad rather than actively retaining them for local service. While history laid the groundwork, economics added fuel to the fire. The fact is, being a nurse in the Philippines, while a respected profession, often doesn't pay enough to support a family comfortably. Here's a quick reality check on salaries. An entry-level nurse in the Philippines might earn roughly $300 to $600 per month. Now, compare that to countries like the United States, where an entry-level registered nurse can earn anywhere from $60,000 to $80,000 annually, or the United Kingdom, where a newly qualified nurse starts around $39,000 annually, with potential to earn more as they gain experience. Even the Middle East offers significantly higher wages and better benefits. That's a stark contrast. What a nurse earns in the Philippines in a month, they might earn in a week or even days abroad. This creates a powerful push factor from the Philippines, where many brilliant dedicated nurses simply can't find decent paying jobs. Meanwhile, developed countries, facing their own aging populations and healthcare demands, have a constant pull factor: high demand, competitive salaries, and better benefits. Globally, the United States has historically been the primary destination for Filipino nurses, followed by the United Kingdom, Canada, Australia, and New Zealand. In recent years, countries such as Saudi Arabia, the United Arab Emirates, Germany, and Japan have gained popularity due to active recruitment programs and rising demand. There are estimated to be over 240,000 Filipino nurses working worldwide, a truly global footprint. Another important factor is that nurses' salaries in the Philippines have not kept pace with the rising cost of living or with wages in comparable countries. In fact, Filipino nurses often earn less than their counterparts in other Southeast Asian countries like Thailand or even Vietnam, a reality that continues into 2025. This situation is closely tied to the widespread trend of migration. Local hospitals are aware that many nurses plan to leave the country eventually, but still need local experience to qualify for overseas jobs. As a result, they can afford to offer relatively low salaries, knowing that many nurses will accept these wages just to gain essential experience. Additionally, with tens of thousands of nursing graduates entering the workforce every year, there is a constant oversupply of nurses competing for limited job openings. This oversupply, combined with hospitals' cost-cutting practices, hinders opportunities for meaningful wage growth in the local nursing profession. Hence, more and more nurses are motivated to work abroad, as the difference in salaries and overall compensation is simply too large to ignore. Beyond history and economics, there's also a deeply rooted cultural component. Filipino culture places a strong emphasis on pagmamalasakit, which is a Tagalog word that expresses genuine concern and care for others, especially family. This value naturally extends to caring for the sick and vulnerable. For many Filipinos, nursing isn't just a profession. It's a calling, an extension of their values of empathy, nurturing, and compassion. Filipino nurses are known around the world for their incredible work ethic. They're often described as hardworking, dedicated, resilient, and resourceful. This spirit of cooperation is deeply rooted in the Filipino concept of bayanihan, which means working together and helping one another. This shows in how they seamlessly work as a team in hospitals and clinics. They also carry a deep respect for elders and authority figures, which often translates into kind, respectful communication with both patients and colleagues. And let's not forget the language advantage. Thanks to that Americanized education system, English proficiency is high among Filipino nurses, making their integration into English-speaking healthcare systems much smoother than nurses from many other non-English-speaking countries. They can quickly adapt and communicate effectively, which is crucial in a fast-paced medical environment, giving them a significant edge. So it's not just one thing. It's a powerful confluence of historical ties, economic necessity, and deeply ingrained cultural values. The legacy of American influence, the economic disparities between nations, and the inherent Filipino values of care and hard work have created this unique global phenomenon. Filipina nurses are truly the unsung heroes of healthcare worldwide, serving on the front lines, particularly during global crises like the recent pandemic. Their dedication, resilience, and compassion have saved countless lives and brought comfort to millions. Thanks for watching. If you found this video informative, hit that like button and subscribe for more videos about life in the Philippines. And if you've ever wondered what kind of income it takes to live like the wealthy in the Philippines, don't miss my video. How much do you need to be rich in the Philippines? It breaks down the earnings across all income classes. See you in the next one. Bye for now.